Well, I'm actually going out to cut wood, but on the way, I found this little dead deer. You know, and I'm sure, you know, I live on the other side of them trees. There's a stream, and I'm on the other side of there. But I'm cutting wood on the other area. And I don't hunt this little piece. Well, it's a quarter-mile long little ravine there, and it's a good place for them to hide. But it's usually does and fawns that hide in there. But I've also noticed if a deer gets shot in the surrounding area, they tend to come and lay down in here, and then they'll die. And I think that's what happened to this one. It got hit someplace else, came up here, and then died. Surprising thing is the dogs haven't found it yet, because it's stiff. It's been there a few days. But I'll bring that home, or the dogs will chew that up. But I've seen that before, where little or wounded deer will lay down in that, because there's thick brush in there and there's water down there. Because I do find them dead in there quite often. Just hate to see it, but dogs will be happy. Some of this little miscellaneous stuff and throw on top. Well, I have talked about these bale forks before, but if you have a tractor that is capable of a 3-point, these bale forks are the handiest things for cutting wood. You know, not only just for hauling it like this, because I can haul. You can get like 3 really big ones out at a time, but I've hauled 20-foot long. You know, they just work good. They're funny strong. But also, for pulling them out, this little bracket here that's on the top, hook a chain onto here, and then your weight is in a good position. You know, it puts a weight on the back tires when you start pulling. It's a good logging tool. I use this more for logging than I do for hauling bales. Yeah, that's my 3rd load, and that'll be enough to work on for a while. But the ground is getting to be pretty froze, and this little gully down here is the trail I use when I log along that stream bottom. So I think I can get back in there again pretty soon. Not quite yet. She's soft underneath. You know, if you break through that couple inches of frozen ground, you'll be in bog. But it'll be good. My little runway here will be dry because they don't take much snow or ice, and that gets to be a little tricky to drag them out of there, but it's the only good spot. But I've got some down, mostly basswood I think, but there's a lot of oak in there I got to take out too, so I got plenty of logging to do again. But it's a nice way to spend the winter. You know, Jake is not a pheasant dog, not by any means. When I was coming back, I stopped to pick up that dead deer here, and I scared out a pheasant rooster. It was in a thick brush. Well, I took a couple cracks at him with the 45, but that's not exactly a pheasant gun. But then I saw where he flew back over in there. So I went home and got the old 97 12 gauge, and I beat through there, and I run him up. But Jake was no help, of course. But I run him up, and he flew out here, but it was in a thick brush there, and I couldn't get a shot at him. And he landed over here. Well, I've been beating all over in there, and I can't kick him up again. I need a better dog. Oh, he's a good dog. He's just not a bird dog. But he's hell on coons. Last night, or night before last, a coon made the mistake of coming through the yard in the middle of, well, just that evening. And he killed him right now. He was throwing him around like those terriers throw rats. So that's one less coon.